click is ETG. Eat the goose. Eat the goose. Yeah,
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then,
2 racks
you
a
just
week.
showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's me with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. Here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Here we have Jonathan. Jonathan, do a quick introduction. Let them know what market you're driving in and which platform you mainly drive on.
Absolutely, man. Ronnie, thanks for having me on tonight. So my name is Jonathan Edmond. I'm in the Southeast Florida market between Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and that region between Palm Beach. I do it all between the Tri-County areas, basically. So I operate here using the Uber platform primarily. Sometimes I jump on the Lyft as well. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, since this is the 2 racks a week challenge, let them know how many hours and how much money did you make?
Absolutely. So let me see here. I had the platform on for, let me jump on. Okay. So as it shows officially, was online for 79 hours and 48 minutes. Sometimes I'll leave it running in the background if I'm doing business or whatever the case may be. So I probably drove probably a solid 70 hours, I'd say. And I had 64 trips. And the total for that week on the platform is $2,176.50.
Yep, there you go right there.
Yep.
You see it, ladies and gentlemen, 2 racks a week, not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Yeah. So before we even get into, detail on how exactly did you go about doing it, what made you even sign up, to do Uber in the first place?
Man, that's a great question, Ronnie. So let me see. Basically, I work as a realtor down here in Southeast Florida. And so we're working the market like across the country. You're over in Cali out there, and interest rates basically more than doubled. So it got a little slower on the buyer side. And I said, let me use YouTube as a good tool instead of just watching cat juggling videos or all types of garbage. Let me utilize it. So I typed in, hey, what's something good a realtor can do and to work along with their real estate. And I saw a real estate broker on there. She's like, hey, try rideshare. My mind first was like, rideshare, what does that have to do with real estate? And he's like, hey, you're going to network with people, you're going to see new areas, and it's flexible. I said, let's do it, man. Because I'm a hard worker, I want to get after it. So downloaded the LYFT app. I think I heard just through the grapevine, or my basic info was like, hey, Lyft is going to pay out more than Uber or whatever the case may be. I use both platforms. I primarily use Uber. I like the functionality of it a bit more. I think it's a little more streamlined, but
same here.
I mean, you could get it in with either one is what I found. But so I started driving Uber mid-July last year.
Okay.
And just been working it and driving it out.
All right, yeah, absolutely, man. So that's a good story. And I always say, man, there's so many ways that you could benefit because you're gonna come across so many people just from picking up, people asking questions. So like once you signed up, was you kind of like skeptical, like I don't know if this gonna work? Maybe people don't really want to, believe me or whatever. Like, do you have any doubts or fears or?
Yeah, man, let me see here. So when I first, before I signed up for Uber and Lyft, I was gonna sign up for I signed up for the Amazon Flex. I was like, let me try some runs out there on the road. But basically, once I realized I wanted to start to connect and contact people, be able to have conversations, I didn't even look at any of the other, as far as deliveries. I've done a couple like drop-offs, but I want to really get people in the car and talk to them and be able to do that avenue. So, no, you see the crazy videos. Everybody's seen the crazy videos. There's, Uber drivers are getting attacked and all this craziness. But I said, you know what? There's a lot of good tools and safety features in place, when you're doing your training, you're signing up, which I actually thought was, very professional. And I've had I haven't had anything crazy pop up. You you're smart about your ride. You know, safety first, of course,
Yeah.
for yourself and the passengers. And you know, if it's my wife is pretty much like, hey, how's it gonna be? You careful, you're all right out there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but it's been good because I'm used to driving around anyway. As a realtor, we drive around, and so this is just like accelerated me getting a chance to get into the different areas, network, and meet people every day. And I know you always mention on your interviews and everything, hey, how can you grow as a person? And I meet people every day who are just in one business or another, and it's good. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we gonna dive into that a bit later, as far as you know, like how like the networking benefit since you been driving Uber. But since you said you started like last July, what were some like the ups and downs? Because like did you like first, yeah, how did you even find out about like the racks challenge in the first
Man,
place?
so basically, I started driving. I signed up and I went online and I kind of fumbled around through. I didn't have any game plan. I said let me go out there and drive. I watched a few videos of people driving. Some people they're talking about a Tesla, and they were talking
Yeah,
about
of
different
course.
platforms they could drive on. And basically, I started to go out there. I went to airports. We have some airport runs. Then I realized there's a staging area at the airport. I guess every airport's different. I go between Miami International, Fort Lauderdale, and Palm Beach, basically. And it's kind of funny because everybody has a strategy. Some people are like, I go to the waiting lot, I turn off my app, I go straight back there. Some people, they take every ride they get. And I saw different videos. I probably had like about 30 videos I watched where some people are calculating the distance of the time they can be on the road and the tips and different things. So I know we'll get into those details, but what I found as far as like when I first started driving was, hey, you know, if I see rides going to a busier area, I know it's going to be yielding some good returns as far as being able to get continual rides going out of those areas. And you kind of you figure out the market pretty quickly as far as getting some rides under your belt. I think I have like 2,000 rides, a little over 2,000 on Uber so far.
Okay.
So getting it going, and I think I'm probably at 400 or 500 on Lyft.
All right, yeah, that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So seems like you enjoying the process so far.
Oh, absolutely. It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to, and I always tell people as far as my experience goes, I worked in corporate for quite a while, many years, selling like aviation aircraft parts. And the market would go up and down, it would fluctuate. And I really liked the opportunity to be flexible in that I could go and if I have to turn off the app, if I have to go home and take care of something, if I have to go to my son's school, whatever the case may be, I can still get to those events and jump back on the road and still make my money. Whatever I want to make for the day,
Well,
as long as I stay focused on my purpose. So that's
Yep.
been really good. And I think it's a fantastic platform. I had fun out there. I
Yeah,
had fun.
man.
You always talk about having fun in the car, and it's funny because a lot of times I've talked to passengers, they're like, "Man, my driver was very mean. They were serious. They just sat there the whole time," and I was like, "Oh man, why? Do what you do and provide value. You're gonna be good."
Exactly, man. That's a lot of people, they don't know who they are or where they at in life. So I
Right.
think all that anger and frustration just comes from, lack of direction and
Sure.
they just drive and it's like they maybe feel like a slave to the platform. That's why they so angry. But you
Right.
don't have to be, man. Like I always say, as long as you have something going, you pursuing it, you on your purpose, man, it's fun, because you
It is. It
driving, you
honestly
still
is.
got something else going on, and that relieves some of that, frustration and stress.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, at the end of the day, you know, you sometimes you have rides where you're like, maybe it's not the best one, or you low energy or whatever the case may be. But it's all about the holistic approach. At the end of the day, did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish, and you have a good time? I try to when I'm driving, inspire. I have on my profile. I try to inspire people and to do the best and become better, and hopefully I'm inspired by them. And while I provide value to clients, I'm seeing new markets. So I'll leave with that mindset and let's say a spirit of gratitude, and it all works out.
Yeah, I like that, man. And
Yeah,
it's
man.
all about, changing, growing as a person. And so since like last July until now, um, what was the most you made before you even hit, 2 racks? And what did
Most
you
I
do
made
different? And also, what did you do differently to make 2 racks?
to make 2 racks. It's funny. I got close several times.
Hmm.
I was always in the range of between 15, 16, 1700 per
Okay.
week consistently. Sometimes I had to take off time to, a birthday party or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
family events, and those things come up. Never really got a chance. And I've gotten close a couple times where I got, probably 1800 or even 2000, but not officially on the platform. So I want to say probably like maybe two different times, but didn't show officially on Uber.
Yeah.
But through the different tips and such, I would have got close to 2000. And
Okay.
so strategy wise, I would say you always say it. You mentioned it to you advising, hey, get out early as possible. When you get out early, you just get a jump on the day, try to start out the week pretty strong.
Hmm.
And I think the past week when I got to 2176, I started out a pretty strong week. And I actually got it was something I hadn't gotten before, like an Uber reservation. Because I rented a Tesla for 3 months. I was driving a Tesla. Actually, I was driving a diesel car. I have a
Okay.
diesel 3 Series, but diesel gas prices went through the roof. Not as high as out in Cali,
Yeah.
but definitely still pretty high. And I was driving 40, 50, 60 bucks a day. And I was like, all right, let me rent the car real quick, rented the Tesla 3 months. And then I said, you know what? I said, I bought a Tesla 4 months ago specifically
Okay.
to jump on the Uber train and be able to
Hmm.
do this in the real estate as well. And so
Okay.
for me, I was able to get, high, all tiers of rides, Premier, the Comforts, and Uber X as well. But let me just say, I mean, I had times where I was doing all the Lyft, standard Lyft, and you can make money regardless.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a certain. I know you mentioned that as well. I mentioned the Tesla, not to mention, oh, you need a Tesla to make money. I made it with my other car I had, which is a
Exactly.
2010. So as long as you out there, you stay consistent, you're gonna do really well with it.
Yep,
So
exactly, man. And consistency and discipline, and that's the most important part of the game, man. Because, like I was saying, like earlier before we've hopped on, live, man, it's easy. It's easy. I mean, you have 84 hours, and you got to
right,
execute. So
right,
that's the as objective as it could be, man. So if you don't execute, I mean, maybe it's something that you're doing wrong. Maybe you don't want it enough, or maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you need a
sure,
job, and that's
sure,
fine because some people, it's not for them, and they will end up, wasting time and putting themselves in a bad, position from trying to do this because
agreed,
they cannot handle it. So,
agreed. And
yeah. So
it's
look,
not for, it's
mhm,
not
go
for.
ahead, go.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, you can finish.
I was gonna say, you said it's not for everybody. It's true. People ask me, "Oh, how do you like it?" I said, "I really enjoy what I'm doing out here. I like meeting new people, but again, it's not for everybody. Maybe if they're not people, they're not introverts or they're not people,
Yeah.
they're not going to get out there and have a good time with it, or maybe their mindset's not correct as far as what the opportunity can yield. They're
Hmm.
looking down on it. They're not really taking it seriously. And to each their own. Everybody gets out what they get out.
Yeah, absolutely. So now I know a lot of people who are gonna be watching this are probably, curious. Like, okay, so now you drive, you got the Tesla, you're doing real estate. Like, how beneficial is it for drivers to drive and network, or is it really possible? Like, talk about some of,
Man,
yeah, talk about that experience.
okay. Well, it's kind of funny. I often say, even if I wasn't doing real estate and I stumbled onto doing Uber, I would still do Uber because I mean, I do real estate, and so my mindset was going into it. I can see new neighborhoods. I'm driving into different places,
Mm,
and I could basically cover my fuel costs and going to neighborhoods, and I can make my money and get some
mm.
prospects. That was my whole mindset. My goal is always to meet at least like 2 new prospects or leads per day that's going to look to buy something or sell in the future. And we work like that, and people are like, oh my gosh, that's smart. And it wasn't my idea, but just in general, you always mention, Ronnie, hey, you got to look at what's your goal for the future. And you meet so many interesting people. If you're willing to open up and talk to people, you
Yeah,
learn a lot. I mean, I meet people every day where, man, if you were looking to work in an organization, you're friendly, personable, so many opportunities every day. It's unbelievable.
exactly.
Unreal, man. Unreal opportunities out there.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah,
yep.
you're right. That's why I preach that because I always say, man, find ways how you could benefit from doing this and use this as leverage. Like you say, you driving around, you could look at homes, you could prospect stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that, and get paid to doing it. So you're knocking
I'm
out
like,
so many
this is
birds,
easy.
so many birds in one stone. And if you have somewhere to be, you can just
Sure.
easily just go there, take off, drive for a little bit. Yeah, so man, it's so many ways to benefit. That's why I say there's no point of people trying to focusing on like striking and all this stuff and what the company doing. I get it, but
Right.
most of the time it's not gonna help you.
No, it's funny because I forget it. I want to say yesterday or day before yesterday, someone said, "Hey, what was a pass there? Nice pass there." They basically said, "Hey, I see that Uber was like taking a lot from you guys." I said, "Man, I don't even know. I don't pay attention." I told
Yeah.
him basically in essence. So I said, "Yeah, I think I heard something about that. I don't really watch news that often. Every once in a while, maybe it's happen on my CNN app, something to pop up, but I don't really focus on that. I focus on providing the best value while I'm out here driving. Whatever the company's going to do in the management team, it's an opportunity." And I said, really, it's driver's decision if they want to drive. If they don't want to drive, that's fine. Someone else is going to jump in there who has a clear mindset and really take advantage of it, do well. So I don't even pay attention to the noise static.
Yeah. Man, see that's what I notice about, doing these calls, man. Everybody has like a positive mindset. It's like you don't ever worry about the static. Like, okay, yeah, a lot of stuff they saying is probably true, but it's like
Sure.
I don't know. I don't get emotional. I don't care. I got other stuff I'm doing. I don't care. This not gonna be for long for me. So
Exactly. I agree 100%.
mhm.
Whatever they're doing, I mean, it's very simple. It's like, hey, you can show up, you can use the platform, benefit from it, do the best job you can while you're there. And
Mhm.
if you don't want to, then leave. It's up to you completely.
Yeah,
But those who
exactly.
choose to keep a positive mindset, you're going to do well with it. And that translates to anything you do. So,
Yep,
100%.
absolutely. How
Yep.
how yeah, how are you able to keep a positive mindset, while doing this? Because it's a lot of like you said in pastors, it's a lot of angry drivers. Like,
It's like, I mean, I think it starts off with a spirit of gratitude.
mm,
Once I get up and say, hey, I have good health, I'm up for the day, you kind of look at the situation and say, hey, man, I can come, right? Get a car, my own car, rent a car, or jump into another car and start making money immediately. That's the
hmm
simplest thing to do. And with a flexible schedule, I mean, my mindset is, hey, that's the best thing that you have an opportunity to do. Other countries are, you may not have opportunity to do that, right? And I talk to people as far as like
hmm
how that works. People, I mean, I'm from Jamaica originally, born in Jamaica, but I was raised here. And that island, just like other places, you can't go out there and make 2 racks a week doing
right,
Uber.
right,
It's not possible, right? But
yeah,
here in the States, you have really a lot of great opportunities that people have. And so I'd say just keeping a clear mindset, keeping a positive outlook is really, really key as far as being able to stay focused and positive out there. I mean, sometimes you're tired, you're driving like, man, I'm down here a long time driving, but at the end of the day, that you have your goals in place. I
yep,
have family goals I'm trying to reach in real estate, and you just have to keep reiterating, going back to that, and re-energizing you. It's not
absolutely,
all cupcakes and donuts out
yeah,
here.
yeah. Absolutely not. Yeah,
Yep.
let's talk about that. Like, talk about some of like the challenges that you had, from doing this, like in the past, almost like the past year, and how you were
Sure.
able to like grow from, overcoming this adversity.
I would say challenges were really just the main ones is like, hey, staying consistent with the routine. Because I found,
hmm
and you spoke about it several times, it kind of brings me back to I'll see the interviews you do where I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me try to get out early. So staying consistent with the routine, right? Not trying to just get out late and really treating it as your business, which it is. Not like saying, I'll just log on and drive whenever. You may start working in the afternoon, and then I've done some times where I drive overnight, I mean, multiple times, but then it's like throws off your sleep rhythm. So it's really a
Yep.
matter of trying to stay focused. Like, hey, you know what? Let me actually get to bed at a certain time, get my rest in, so I can get out early, get my morning rides, and not feel like I'm like, oh man, I'm behind the 8 ball,
Yeah.
trying to
Yep.
get my number for the day. I have to
hmm
drive down through the night, right? Overnight, which I mean, I've done. I've
Yeah.
done
Yeah.
the 12-hour, ran it through, jumped on this, but then you beat up the next day. So it's really just trying to stay consistent. And I would say drive smarter, because I find now there's multiple days where I log off and I've only done maybe like 6 or 7, 8 hours for the day. I got 3, 4, 5 hours left. Where in the beginning, to get my number where I was trying to get, let's say I was trying to get 300 a day, I would have to run down the clock a full 12 hours of driving. So
Yeah.
driving smarter now, get, better reviews. I think I have over like 1,000 five
Okay.
star rides, and so I try to provide the best experience possible. Just last night I was giving someone a ride and they said, oh wow, keep your car clean. I asked them how the temperature is in there. They said sometimes people are blasting the radio or talking another language the whole time, being rude. I said, man, listen, someone paid for a service. I treat it like a
Right,
business.
right.
You know, you got to provide the best service possible. And you know, I like to set myself apart. Just do that when I'm out there, and it works out. You know, people reciprocate. So, and
Exactly,
watching the
man.
content, man. Watching 2 rounds a week interviews and seeing what you guys are doing out there, man. You know, that's
Thank
the
you.
main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And I always say that it's really mindset, man. Like, what mindset are you bringing, to driving, day in and day out? Because a lot of people, they just angry. I'm like, man, why you so mad?
I don't know. I have no idea. It, and you hit the nail on the head. It's a mindset, right? If you think, and I'm a big believer in self help motivation
Hmm.
material. That's one of my goals, to be like a motivational speaker, right? Long term.
Yeah,
And I try to motivate when I meet people out there and I'm driving around, and and be inspired as well. So it's always learning opportunities. Like in a university, I'm a ride share, like in a university learning, and it's instructing as well. And when you look at it like that, you come from a place of gratitude, and it's all good. It works out. I
yeah.
actually, it's funny, when I've had times where I had to log off and I'm showing properties I'm doing it, but I'm like, man, I want to go out and drive. Like, I think I always want to do some aspect because I love meeting people. So I really get a huge enjoyment out of that as well. You know. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Hell yeah, I love hearing that and gratitude, and that's the key. Because I always say the same thing. Because like even outside of drivers, just
Sure.
passengers, man. A lot of people, well, I hate my job and they complain, and I'm like, man, you could be like in Madagascar digging the hole trying to find some mica or
Uh,
something. Yeah, you could be real, you could be
100%.
down bad. So
A
you gotta,
100%.
yeah, you gotta be appreciative of living in the first world country and
Sure.
being able even able to complain about certain stuff like this. Because another country, they'll probably look at you like, "What? You live in America? You complain about you working?"
Listen, it's a
Yeah,
first. I was joking around with my brothers. I'm pretty close to my family. We always say, "Hey, if I got to complain, I have to charge my Tesla or whatever." I'm like, "That's a first world problem. If I can complain, I have to wait for my Tesla to charge." And hey, man, you're doing pretty good, right? At the
right.
end of the day, we have plenty of opportunities here. So I agree with you 100% on that one. Yep,
Yeah, man. Just gratitude and getting out there putting in the work, man.
that's
So
right.
you know, why do you think this 2 racks a week challenge is so important?
Man, let me see here. Oh, 2 racks a week. It's funny. I think when I started driving Lyft, I was like, all right, I threw $500. I said, they had a weekly goal. You can set it for $500. I think I said, let me do 500. And gradually, little by little, I was like, okay, I think I can get closer to it. And I started doing some numbers, calculating. I was like, all right, well, if I drive 12 hours, if I do 25, 30, I said I could do close to 100K, a year. And then when I saw your program and what you were doing as far as guiding people in a positive mindset, showing them how to be disciplined when they're driving, I said, wait a second, all these people are making 2 racks or more, and you're doing it consistently. You've been doing rideshare for what, like about 6 years or what,
Yeah, about 6 years. Yeah, we just say 6 years. I forgot how
six
many years
years,
full
man,
time, about five full time or so, five and
by
a half,
full time. And
something
so
like
I
that.
said, man, hey, if he can do it and he's out there staying focused, I could definitely get after it. And for me, again, I was having fun. I had the flexibility, and I really said to myself, hey, wait a second, if I could do 500 a week and I was getting 1,000 a week just rolling through, I was like, I could easily increase it because it wasn't really, again, everybody makes money how they make it legally. It could be, digging a trench, whatever it needs to be. But I'm sitting in an air conditioned
Yeah,
car,
yeah.
joking around most of the time, making money. And I said, I don't have any deliverable. There's no report. I'm waiting to report to somebody. I
Hmm.
turned the app off if I want to eat. I said, man, I said, this is gravy. For me, it was just like, how can I fine tune and get sharper? So getting the education and
Yeah.
seeing what experienced drivers like yourself are doing on the platform, and it worked out. So, yep,
Yeah, man. It's definitely refreshing, man. I think that's what's the most attractive thing about
yeah,
driving is just the freedom that it could provide you. But it's like
100%.
now, okay, you gotta keep growing and keep learning because this
Sure.
isn't gonna last forever. Self
Of course.
driving cars are going to come out, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I think the the 2 racks a week challenge represents growth Because, you know, a lot of times, you know, if you coming from like a normal job or
Oh,
factory
sure.
job or even sometimes corporate America, like a
Right.
lot of people, they just get stagnant, get complacent. But now you
Hmm.
doing this, it's all on you. You know, you got to
Yep.
set the time to work. You know, to get up, to drive, even stay out there
Exactly.
when it gets hard. Drive on holidays. You know,
Yes.
sometimes putting in, you know, more hours than you will at your normal job. You
Sure.
know, 60, 70, sometimes 80. It's like, damn, it's a grind, man. You
It,
growing. Your
it is,
mindset
but
is growing. Yeah.
it's funny because I'm making more here than I was doing when I was working in the corporate sector, private real estate. And I said to myself, even though I was working, I don't know, you do 40, 45 hours, sit at your desk, do your thing, whatever, punch your numbers on the computer.
Hmm.
I always, in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. When I'm driving Uber, I'm having fun. I don't pay attention to the time like that. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
driving. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm out here 10 hours driving or whatever the case
Right,
may be.
right.
I'm like having fun. I mean, looking at scenery, joke around, get my money and roll, and it's
Hmm.
good. So it's a completely different mindset as far as the 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 intensity of working in a corporate environment versus doing Uber. You're out there on your own Uber or Lyft,
Hmm.
driving on your own platform on your own time and staying focused. So, yep,
Yeah, man. It's so many ways to benefit. So if you look for the benefits, you will find them. Like people, what about
absolutely.
depreciation? I don't think about depreciation. Man, I'm thinking about how can I make some more money. You talk about depreciation.
Exactly.
Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
it's kind of funny because some people, and I understand, I try to be objective. I try to look at it, and some people maybe have concerns about appreciation with the car. I'm a guy that I've done a lot of work on my cars, even my other vehicles that I have. I do a lot of work myself, and things break in cars all the time. There's no way around it.
Hmm.
Is you using it as a business tool, and that's the way I
Right,
look at
right.
it. You're driving, something breaks, you get another vehicle, right? Even when I did the program, I was renting the car for 3 months. Yeah, it was expensive. I mean, as you know, the Tesla's not cheap. But I said, hey, I'm gonna go out here. It's like a piece of business equipment. If I had a contracting company, I'm running a tractor, I'm plowing the field with it or whatever. There's a
Hmm.
set cost for that. And as long as I get in my profit as far as what I want to get, I have no problem with it. I don't think about, well, they're getting this or the rental company's getting this. And
Right,
forget it. Are you getting to your goals as far as what you want to achieve? That's the main thing. So,
right. Man,
yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm starting to think, you know, a lot of people who are driving are happier than a lot of people that have like these corporate jobs.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
100%.
yeah. How's that happiness for you?
Yeah, I love it. It's funny because when I drive, I'm meeting a lot of cool people. I
Hmm.
meet great people, from different aspects, different backgrounds. I get a chance. I mean, I've even gotten some business on the real estate side, a good amount. Prospects and laying the groundwork for deals that I'm working on this year. Things are already in place in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. I met a couple yesterday, and we're driving, and the first thing they say, is, "Hey, I like this Tesla. It's a cool car, right?" Everybody started asking about the car, and it's cool. For me, it was a kind of an intro to have conversations, and I keep my business cards in the car, and I line it up, and we start talking about the market, and we drive around. So, for me, I just lean into, hey, what's going on in the marketplace, and
Hmm.
basically we go from there. As far as I see new places, we discuss that, and we talk about business opportunities. I mean, I have a staff of cards. So many people I meet
I
that
like that.
they're in that industry, that industry. They're asking about the local market. I even keep a list of local restaurants that I haven't been to, but I'll ask people questions like, hey, so like, where should I eat in Miami? Where should I eat here? And so, okay,
Told you.
I'm a pretty plain person, so I go to my regular thing, whatever. You can throw me a Chili's or a cheesesteak factory, and I'm good. But I learn new places because people come and go from different
Hmm.
uh, aspects of different countries, and so you're always. I have a list of places for myself now where I can go to, and if someone say, "Hey, where can I eat?" I share that information with them,
Yep.
and so I have even thought about ideas as far as, "Hey, how can I promote other businesses when I'm on the go and turn it into something else?"
Exactly, man. I've been
I,
saying this. I've been.
I hear you talk about it all the time, but it's really unlimited
Yeah.
opportunities. It's
Yeah.
unlimited opportunities to network and turn it into something else. Because, like you said, of course, nobody wants to drive forever. it's a stepping stone. It's a good stepping stone, in my opinion, to other things you're going to get into. So
Right, exactly, man. Like I said, man, the opportunities are endless, man. It all comes from a mindset and you being willing to, have conversations, open up your mouth and learn some things.
exactly.
Because you're talking to people, then eventually the good thing about driving, passengers around is they'll ask you questions,
Oh, sure.
all kind of questions. Then once you start to receive the same questions over and over and over again, like,
Yes.
okay, this obviously it's an opportunity. It's a problem
Yes.
to be solved. So
Yes.
now how can I solve this problem? That's kind of how I got started, on my my second channel, cause just the whole restaurants. Oh, like any recommendations, any places to eat, and
Right.
especially if you like in a tourist area, man. So
I
for the
saw.
people,
I saw you do. I'm probably gonna mess up here. Something
no,
Vengers, right?
yeah,
Something with it.
yep. San
Yeah, I
Francisco
saw that. Man,
Voyagers,
I gotta
yeah,
jump
yeah,
into it, man. Oh, man, that's gonna be. I'm definitely looking for the content because it's funny. You're driving out there, you're focused, but you're also having a good time. I see your videos. I was showing my wife the other day the 2 racks a week challenge. You're out there doing your push-ups, having a good
yeah,
time, and you have fun with it, man. People, you gotta have a good time. You gotta turn something that someone may say, well, this is boring, and make it a fun thing, and you're having a
exactly.
good time.
Hmm.
And passengers appreciate that, and it works out well on all aspects. So,
Yeah, you have to. Yep, you have to be creative, and you gotta. And life is about people, relationships, and
sure, of
people they want to be, entertained and have fun, and be
course,
uplifted. And if I could do that as much as possible, because sometimes you be like, this is I got my headphones, I'm listening to a podcast, and like I'm
right,
in the
right,
zone.
right.
But it's like you still want to, make people feel good, and they
Yeah,
appreciate that
exactly.
because
And
it's
it's
life. Mhm.
and it leads into not everybody's going to be talkative, right? Of course,
Right,
you
right,
always
right.
be courteous to people. Some people just, maybe a late ride or whatever the case, they have a phone call, and that's cool, no problem. But whenever you have an opportunity to brighten someone's day, you never know, how you could have improved their life, and you get improved as well. So, just be open to the opportunity. I'll just say, to your viewers and everyone that's learning from the content here,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
man, absolutely, man. Well, before we get up out of here, in your opinion, why do you think people do not make $2,000 or 2 racks a week?
Man, I gotta get one of the 2 racks of these shirts, man.
Oh
2 racks.
yeah, okay, okay.
We're gonna get into it, man, for sure. I think the main reason people don't get the 2 racks a week is because they don't look at the opportunity for what it is and what it could be. They don't take it seriously. Maybe they're letting a lot of negativity seep in from just their own personal mindset, the way they're
Mm,
looking at it. They look at it and say, well, I'm just driving. I'm just gonna get a couple bucks here, a couple there, and I'm gonna go do whatever I'm doing, and it's fine. It could be whatever it'll be for that individual. They don't have to drive as much as someone else, but I don't think they're looking at it for what they can really get out of it, as
mm,
far as a serious opportunity to just grow and drive while you're out there, and they're not staying focused. They're I tell a lot of people, I mean, it's like real estate or anything where you're a 1099 contractor.
yeah,
You have to stay focused while you're out there. No one's behind you like, hey, what's going on, Ronnie? Hey, Jonathan, where's this report at? That you have to really stay disciplined. You have to treat it like your business. Stay
yeah,
disciplined. Like, I'm gonna keep getting my rides. I'm gonna stay focused. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm not bashing anybody. I see some people that they may be in a certain location, hanging out, waiting for the next ride. They're playing dominoes and doing all stuff for hours. I'm like, what? I don't even know what they're doing there. I see it there. I'm like, they live there. I'm like, where's the next ride? Let's get going. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, joke around every once in a while, but I say just stay. A lot of people are not staying as focused as they could be
right,
and looking at the opportunity properly. So
absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
man. A lot of people and they look for excuses like, oh,
Oh, for
well,
sure.
after I do a trip, I just sit there. I don't drive around waste gas. So you sit there. A lot of drivers like especially if they foreign, they on FaceTime with their wife or their
Oh,
girl or whatever, outside smoking a cigarette.
oh yeah. I
I'm
see it
like,
all the time.
you
You
got
see
to
it
move
all.
around, man.
You got to, and you know what? You learn, right? In the beginning, you're
Mhm.
like, okay, I see people here doing this and that, and you start asking questions, and I say, you know what? I don't think these people are. I don't think they're focused on their purpose, and you
Right.
just figure out, hey, let me. And you mentioned in several videos, which I've learned from. If it's quiet in a certain spot, hey, maybe get back to the center where it's busier, and ask people who are doing good things, and if it's quiet in one spot, hey, hey, take time, get over to where the action's at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta chase the money. The money, these people, they just want everything to fall in their lap, man.
and I tell people, hey, I've always been in the mindset though. You got to continue to learn and grow. And so, me going online, like I stumbled onto your content. I'm like, oh man, these are a whole group of people that are really focused on your purpose, and you're interviewing all these people who are doing really well. And that's a big key of it. It's the key component is always be willing to learn and grow. And so I see you doing that. So I always keep my mindset open to, hey, what else can I learn as far as different strategies you've had success with multiple successes over the years. So that's a big part of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like everything you said, man. I like the energy, man. I definitely like the energy, and that's why I
I'm
like
glad.
doing
I'm
these
glad to get
shows.
on here, man. I was glad to jump on I see everybody doing the 2 rounds. I said, oh man, I definitely have to go on here. I want to be, the best driver when I'm driving. I want to be the best driver in my market when I'm down here
Exactly.
doing my thing, and for the really good experience, for the drivers and myself. So, yep.
Exactly, man. Like, you know, it's all a mindset. That's what this, whole challenge represents. I'm gonna keep saying it every single, 2 racks a week call, man. It's you versus you.
Yep.
You out there, you developing that mindset. The $2,000, of course, that's good, but you
Sure.
know, it's just real surface level. Like I think the growth for most people once they actually accomplish something. I think,
Of course.
most people, from working or graduating, whatever, they don't have too many goals. It's just like, oh, I didn't even know I could even, do this. So they'll get out
Sure.
there, make like 1,000 or 1,200. They never really push themselves. But
Right.
now for once, it's like push yourself, see what what you made of, see what you really can do. Then you'll
Ex-
surprise yourself, man. Like you will really
ex-
surprise yourself.
You will, and it's funny. People may say, "Well, they don't have time." I'm married. I have 2 kids. I have an 8-year-old. I've been married 10 years. I have an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. I do real estate in between. So I mean, I may see my kids in the morning. Hey, I'm out doing my thing. Go in the morning. I cut out the Netflix. No disrespect to Netflix. They never sent
Yeah,
me a
yeah.
check. I never got a check, for paying Netflix my time. So I said, now I'm going to focus on something that's my purpose, where I'm making money and prospecting. And I would suggest for the audience and your viewers, people to do the same if they want to get after it. It's out there to get.
Yep.
The opportunity is out there, and success people can have in there and enjoy it at the same time while they learn. I think there's few platforms that allow that. So, I would definitely I support the channel always, man. And I always look forward to seeing what you have going on. I'm excited to be on here, man. Sharing the story.
Yeah, thank you, man. Shit, you got
Keep
me
it going,
fired
man.
up right now. Yeah.
Hey, the community needs it. I definitely always support you. I promote to say, hey, check out Ronnie Speed. He's on there. He's a funny guy. He's doing his thing out there in the Bay Area. So, I mean, I got to connect with you all at some point out there.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna keep it going, and people they gonna keep it going. It's like the message is
Oh,
out
sure.
there, like their determination, their willpower, the goals and things that they want to accomplish. It's gonna keep this whole movement going, But it's a beautiful thing
It
because
is.
now
It
I think
really
you're
is.
the 56th person. So
Wow.
yeah, that's
56 people that
yeah,
saw the
56
that
have
saw the
came on.
channel and said, "Hey, I want to jump on there and share the information." Yeah, I was excited. I was looking for. I was like, "All right, hold on. I'm almost to 2,000." So it was like a personal goal. Now, obviously, I wanted to get on the platform, but I said, "Now I know I see what's possible. People are doing it," and so it's that mindset of I have that goal I'm working towards, and it's a great thing. So, hey, man, kudos to you.
Oh,
Kudos to you
thank you.
for getting going, man, for sure,
Thank you, man. Thank
and
you.
much
Well,
success.
yeah, well, before we get up out of here, man, I just want to leave y'all with some words of encouragement. If you have not, made $2,000, you don't know what to expect, man. Just get out there, have fun, man. Just worry about having fun, having a good time, being consistent. Get you an early start, because trust me, that early start is going to make your journey and your experience a lot easier. So get out there, start early. Let's say you start at 5 in the morning, you put 6 hours in. It's 11 a.m. It's still early.
Yeah.
People just now, really get settled into work, and you got half of the day done. So, and don't listen to like all the negative people, man. If people not getting the results that you're looking for and they just sitting there complaining, it's not gonna really help you. Watch the 2 racks a week challenges. You know, listen to the men and women who have made the amount, listen to their mindsets, some of the commonalities that they have. And yeah, man, you could do it. You could really do it. Don't let nobody discourage you, family, friends, you know, people, oh, that's not a real job. Man, just get out there and make this money. And if you don't like it, you can go back to work. I mean, you don't lose. I don't believe in losses. I never lose. So
There you go.
no.
That's right.
you want to leave them with any gems or?
Man, listen, hey, you know, in life, you get what you get and you don't get what you don't get. So, you know, as Ronnie said, just get after it, get the opportunity. It's out there for you if you want to receive it. And if not, someone else will go ahead and get it for you, you know? So
Yeah, exactly.
keep positive and keep banging away at your goals and what you want to accomplish. So it's indeed.
Yeah, exactly. If y'all don't want to receive it or y'all don't want to drive, that's perfectly fine. More rides and more money for us.
Exactly.
We gonna take it. We gonna take it. But man, thank you once again, Jonathan, for coming on, man. This is a good interview.
No,
Shout
man,
out
thank you,
to
Ronnie.
the South Florida area.
Yep.
You know, man, big things down there, and you know, another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll. Piano. Ronnie Speed, over and out. Mission 2 racks a week. Holla back. Peace.
2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.